Welcome back to Morgan's video blog, Morgan's online blog in video format. Today, I'm here to share with you my New Year's resolutions, dusting off the shelved manuscripts. So, as January firmly establishes itself, this might seem a little late as a resolutions post, but I always kind of plan to take January off from writing and relax and read a bit so you haven't missed anything. For me, this is I'm hoping, will be a year of reading, revision, and reflection. First up, blogging and vlogging. I've got such a lovely streak going on, I'd hate to break it. So I'll continue putting out a new video and blog post every Thursday on writing tips and writerly musings. When I have them lined up, I intend to share author spotlight posts or query corners on Tuesdays, but I'm not really begging for them. Although if you'd like to write in, please contact me at morgan.s.hazelwood@gmail.com. Plus, I'm contemplating adding a picture post on the weekend, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. Let me know which works better for you. I'm not sure what the weekend looks like on WordPress with the traffic. So, that's blogging. Next up is reading, resolutions for reading. They say one shouldn't write if one doesn't read, and finding out what's new and good in your genre is research, right? Although that doesn't mean I'm not planning on doing a lot of for fun reading. My goal this year is to average 26 books for the year, so that's one every other week, although I tend to binge read. I'm looking at taking breaks from reading to focus on downtime and reading in January, March, May, and July. And I hope that planning intentional breaks will help me fight the feeling of being on a never-ending treadmill where I fail if I take a break. So intentional breaks, I really hope, will help me pace myself better and avoid burnout. So far this year, I've read a couple romances and all 4 books in Charlie Holmberg's The Paper Magician series. I think I'm off to a good start there. My next resolution, revision. So I'm sitting on this backlog of 4 manuscripts in various states, mostly rough drafts collecting dust. It's time to fix that. I got some really good feedback from a critique partner in November concerning my first manuscript that's been queried a bit. It's a secondary world fantasy young adult, but his notes and feedback were kind of a bitter pill to swallow. I thought it was ready. It's out there, you know. I've been brainstorming and messaging the critiquer back and forth, coming up with ways to fix the issues he raised. But I took December and January off from reading, partially sulking, partially trying to figure out how to solve the issues mentioned. Very vaguely, I'm not going to go into them because I don't want you as readers to be looking for my issues. I want you to be enjoying the book when it comes out. And that someday it will come out eventually, one way or the other, I promise. But I'm going to let the ideas percolate a little bit more, and I plan to hold off until February before implementing them. Then in April, I'm going to pull out manuscript number 2, my very, very rough draft, and it's the sequel to my first manuscript, and I'm going to revise it in April. In June, I'm going to pull out either manuscript 3, my gender-bent Robin Hood, or manuscript 4, which I just finished in November, a middle grade contemporary fantasy where the more you connect with what you read, the more your world changes physically. So those are what's on my list for revising this year. querying. Of course, why wouldn't I query? Once manuscript number 1 has been revised again with those critique notes that I've been sulking on since November, I'm going to be marching into the query trenches once more. Starting in March, I intend to send out three queries a week for 4 months until I either get a revise and resubmit, a lot of feedback, or it goes nowhere, in which I'll contemplate edits for it in August. Next up, beta readers. What's revision without beta readers, right? So I'll be reaching out to beta readers as I wrap up revisions on my manuscript number 2 in May and manuscript 3 or 4, whichever I end up doing, in July. Readers for manuscript 2 will, by necessity, be beta readers or critique partners that I used for book 1. But for the other manuscript, I'm open to a small pool of new beta readers. I do like to keep my beta reader pool small. I don't like to send out a draft to more than 8 readers, typically with different backgrounds, so I get a variety of responses. I usually give everyone a separate copy so that their feedback won't influence each other. If my alpha readers schedule permits, I'd love to send my manuscripts to her first, but otherwise these might just go straight to my beta readers. In August and September, I've blocked time to incorporate feedback, at least for manuscript number 2. And perhaps some updates for manuscript 1, either as query suggestion feedbacks or better set up things that I've planned for the sequel. So, my next resolution is for conventions. This one's kind of exciting. I intend to hit Balticon as normal in May and WorldCon in August in Dublin. I invited my mother on Sunday, and after her brain slowly melded around the idea, she said yes. So we're going to be going together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I've submitted to be a panelist at Balticon, but after they had already started sending out panel invites, so I may have been too late there. We'll see. Keep your fingers crossed. So this is my list of resolutions for this year, and there's one thing I've been skipping. What is that? Oh, writing itself. There's very little actual writing on this project plan for 2019, but somehow, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Besides, I've been assured that editing and revising and brainstorming are a part of the writing process, so it's not like I'm not writing. Plus, I really don't have a big idea pressing on me right now. Clearly, that could change. We've got 12 months. That said, I do intend to do Octoprimo again, writing a poem a day for October. And then I intend to do NaNoWriMo. If I don't have an idea by then, I will do a Rebel Nano and revise whichever manuscript 3 or 4 that I haven't gotten around to yet. And that's it. That's my plan for 2019. If you got a little lost there, click the link below to my blog, and there's a beautiful chart there. But basically, I'll be focusing on reading every other month until the last quarter, revising most of my backlog, a little bit of querying, a couple of conventions, and a bit of writing. What does your plan look like for 2019? Did you build flexibility into your plan? Let me know in the comments below. As always, feel free to subscribe and tune in next week for more writing tips and writerly musings. Bye-bye.